realized that all climbing is the same. It isn't. Limit strength was never an issue in the mountains, but we wanted it to be, so that we could do that style of training. Eventually, I trained in a way that emphasized maximum recruitment of existing muscle. I had to carry my own engine, so it made sense to increase my power-to-weight ratio, to extract the maximum from existing resources. Then I reasoned, if the engine is still inadequate, I could increase its horsepower, as long as that doesn't affect fuel economy. The engine analogy produced an accurate description of our training objectives, which allowed us to think and plan in coherent terms. We decided that the ideal engine for alpinism could go forever, produce explosive force on demand, and keep delivering 50 to 60% of peak force without overheating. Tuning such diverse characteristics into an engine requires much of the mechanic, foremost of which is an understanding of the overall objectives. In Extreme Alpinism, Climbing Light, Fast, and High, I described the goal of physical training for alpinism with the phrase, to make yourself as indestructible as possible. In short, resilience. For too long, I thought this concept was solely contingent on physical capacities, but eventually realized that these influence mental capacities. In fact, I think we revere the physical too much when it is the mind that imagines the goal, solves the problem, and achieves it, using the body as its engine. If physical training is a tool, it's a hammer. Often we swing it to the exclusion of all other tools because it feels like an easy fix. It features nearly immediate positive feedback as well as rapid progress, especially if you've never used one before. But increased physical capacity doesn't guarantee improvements to climbing. Often, strength blinds us to the benefits of technique or efficiency. We close our eyes and pull, but alpinism rarely rewards raw strength. Successful alpinists appear to be those who multiply physical force with the lever of creativity, confidence, and psychological resilience. Undertaken correctly, physical training is a useful means of psychological manipulation. Goals set, achieved, and surpassed in the gym, whether they are specifically transferable or not, stimulate psychological development we can express in the mountains. Constantly overcoming difficult training challenges and examining ourselves along the way improves self-assurance. That confidence frees imagination. It opens doors to new, more difficult projects and expands our problem-solving repertoire. To attempt the impossible demands a high-order explosion of confidence, sustained by the diesel-fueled physical capacity to back up that hubris. Neither capacity is powerful on its own, but a whole, well-trained mental-physical system is practically unstoppable. In this sense, we can bring our unrealistic ambitions within reach by figuratively changing the length and functionally increasing the strength of our arms. The really big routes I climbed didn't happen because I trained harder. Rather, they happened as a result of having trained better and climbed more. Frequency and consistency and accumulation allowed me to go harder, higher, and for longer. Increasing the intensity of the artificial training was never critical. Intensity played a minor role. It could not shortcut experience or efficiency. 20 years of consistent training squeezed wretched mental weakness out of me and built a vast foundation of accumulated fitness. The resulting deep physical tank and huge psychological reserve opened up terrain and timing that I could never have imagined without it. Training was one of the keys to my success as a climber, but not in the way I believed it would be when I hit the weight room that first time. These days, physical and mental training is my bread and butter. Strength training directly benefits the athlete who plays a sport in which the strongest always wins. That's not climbing. So we work indirectly. When we increase an athlete's work capacity, we improve that person's ability to recover. Then, climbing-specific training frequency can be increased, which means more climbing. A greater volume of quality sport-specific effort leads to improvement. This is training, but it is also lifestyle and managing it wholesale. To achieve this, we need a certain quantity and quality of knowledge. Unfortunately,